Good morning. Welcome to week 5. Some of you have already posted. Good job. I wanted to share from one of my favorite books. It's called That Went Well, Adventures in Caring for My Sister. I'm always interested in people who are raising individuals with disabilities. And this lady, she is a journalist. Anyway, she's a journalist by trade, and she ended up raising her, working with her adult sister with intellectual disabilities. And I just want to read the intro to remind you of a few things, because this is our last week together. It says, it's Christmas time, and in a bright supermarket with joy to the world spilling out over the overhead speaker, I'm ducking a flying packaged chicken that is sailing past my head, thrown at me by my furious sister. I know the reason, of course. She doesn't want the vegetables I have put in the cart. She wants chocolate bars and a case of Coke for dinner. As the chicken flies by me, it stops the meat department cold. People are staring at us both, 2 middle-aged women, one throwing and one ducking the chicken. I want to say to them, listen, she's mentally disabled, see? She can't read or write. She's diabetic. She can't have candy and a Coke. We're doing the best we can here. If you'll just put down your meat for a minute, I'll tell you all about it. And this is the journey of them as adults, and her sister lives with her. And why I tell you that is not all of you will deal with people with such issues or intellectual disabilities, more people with learning disabilities. But what's important in what I just read is she says, we're doing the best we can here. And I want you to know that the parents that you've dealt with, the parents and faculty that you're going to deal with in schools, I come at IEP meetings, which is what we're talking about this week, that they're doing the best they can. And, parents are sending you the best children they have. They're not keeping the smarter ones home. They're not keeping the ones without disabilities home. They're sending you the best they have, and they trust you or they wouldn't be there every day. So my best to you. It's been a great journey. You don't ever have to see me again, but if there's anything I can do in the future to help you, please let me know. And it's been a joy. It's been a joy to work with every one of you. What we're doing this week are IEP meetings. I feel pretty strongly about IEP meetings and the efficiency of IEP meetings. And one thing that seems really crazy, but one thing that we often forget to do is introduce people in an IEP meeting. Don't assume the parents remember. Have everybody always introduce themselves. I think that's a great way. It's maybe just my middle class background, but I think that's vital. What you're going to do this week in wrapping up is do a discussion post on an effective IEP meeting, and then you're working on sections in the IEP. Sections 10, the general factors, that's a pretty straightforward yes or no. You're doing section 13, and I don't have them memorized, sorry. Meeting participants, again, that's pretty face forward. Who's at the meeting? They sign the meeting. There is a section in there, people not in attendance who provided information that still have to sign. And remember who has to be in an IEP. Special ed, gen ed, a district rep, and parent. After the initial IEP, the parent is given 3 notices, and then if they can't attend for whatever reason and you have documented how you have tried to obtain permission, you can go ahead with the IEP. I don't know that that's best practice, but sometimes in life that has to happen. And then you're also dealing with section 15 at the very end. So that will cover the entire IEP. Well done. So you have a post about effective IEP. You're dealing with your IEP that you're writing. You're doing the sections 10, 13, 14, 15. And then you have your final IEP project. Some of you have written to me that you use the high school ETR throughout this entire 5 weeks. I don't care what ETR you use to write your new IEP. If you use the elementary, you won't have the transition plan. It's fine. I'll work with you on that. If you use the upper level ETR, you will have the transition plan. So what I'm telling you is, if you use the high school ETR for the 5 weeks, just use the elementary. for some new practice, if you use the elementary ETR and IEP information for the 5-week course, use the high school. I'm probably not going to go back and check which one did you use. I'll probably remember, there aren't that many of you, but yeah, that's all I have to say on that. If you have specific questions, send me emails. You've all been really good about sending me emails. If there's an issue with a grade, again, I try to be as accurate as I can. I'm dealing with 10 different classes. So you've also been really good about, hey, I don't have a grade in here. So if a grade is assignment was turned in late, I have a hard time going back. I just grade and move on. So if you see a discrepancy or something I have missed, please let me know. After next Saturday, I don't even have a calendar in front of me, but whatever next Saturday is, I do have 10 days to do grades, and you're all doing well. I don't have any reason to think your final project won't be done well. So I wish you the best. If there's something I can do to help, great. If you want to move on and never think of me again, that's okay too. I get it. I'm in grad school. So happy spring, and stay in touch. I look forward to seeing your final projects. Thank you.